Hi, folks. I'm John Mullen, the Energy Evangelist, and this is my colleague.
Hi, I'm Laura Short from Green at Heart.
And today we're here and we're talking about costs again. And it's the same old kernel, which it's going around and around and around. And we won't stop talking about it because we know that we can do and help to make so many changes. So today we're talking about lighting. And do you actually realize that up to 15, sometimes even 20% of your energy cost is actually lighting?
Yeah, and even more so if you don't switch it off.
Oh, yes. That's what it all comes down to.
Yeah.
You can have, especially during the summer months, you pay no attention. There's always light around. But actually, if you have just a light burning in the corner of a room and you just nobody bothers to turn it off,
Yeah.
These are the things which we're wanting you to pay attention to. If it's on, does it need to be on?
Yeah. Is there a more efficient version that you can get so that if you have to leave it on, it's not costing the earth? Some LED bulbs now are just a single watt. So having those as corridor lighting or emergency lighting or lighting for areas that aren't used very often is much more effective than having a 70-watt fluorescent tube in there that you don't need and is just overkill for the situation.
Yeah, so it's outside lighting especially. Does your business actually need to be lit up at night time?
How many office blocks do you go past and you drive past at night and it looks like the entire building is still in there?
Yeah.
The entire staff body is still in there.
Yeah.
Because there's so many lights left on
and
yet it's empty.
And there's only one cleaner who's going around that building. Get the cleaner to switch off the lights as they go around.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's all
all simple, but people don't do it.
Yeah. So we're just on a bit of a crusade. That's, just to get it into your head. If it's on, why? Just ask that question. Yeah. Why is it on? If there's not a good reason for it to be on, then switch it off. And it doesn't matter as to whether you're the owner of the company or whether you're the lowest person in the corporate structure. You could be the cleaner, you could be the janitor, you could be the person who just goes around with the tea caddies. And
if you're the one saving the money, you're more important than anyone.
Exactly. At the moment, there's just too much waste. And at the moment, that is going to cost somebody's job. Because in the long run, if there isn't enough cash flow, somebody's going to end up losing their job. And I would rather see people being employed and being happy and helping each other than end up losing out just because somebody couldn't be bothered to think about turning things off.
Yeah.
So it's sorry about the rant, people.
But it's got to be said, there's so many more efficient technologies out there. There's so many cheap methods of actually controlling these sorts of technologies that there's no excuse now. It's not a case of, there's only one light switch. An electrician can quite easily zone a building, a room, whatever your business occupies. They can come in and do that quite easily. So there's no more excuses. It just needs to be either switched off or controlled in a way that means you use it more efficiently.
Or the other option is stick in solar lighting. Yeah. There's enough energy coming from the sun to actually power reasonably good floodlights if you want outside lighting, or if it's necessary. And they're becoming cheaper and cheaper. So yes, folks, just think about it and start to work on it together. There are ways of saving that energy. And I don't know, maybe is this the new norm?
Maybe, hopefully.
Well, sometimes I hope that it is, and sometimes I hope that it isn't, because I don't want people to be put under the stress of constantly trying to scrimp and save. But for too long, energy has been relatively cheap, and nobody cared about it.
Yeah, people got too used to the price and therefore used accordingly.
Yeah, people didn't mind wasting.
Yeah.
But whenever the big electricity suppliers say that there's 30% of your energy which is wasted every single week, then actually you can put that money back into your pocket, into your cash flow. That can be somebody's salary at the end of the month, and it can help you keep moving forward, because we want to see you grow and increase and do a good job, but let's work at this one together. So, anything else for today?
No, I think we've covered it all.
Okay.
We've ranted enough.
Yes. So, thanks for your time, folks.
Bye.
Bye.